Hi guys, this is Rampant FM as the FM editor guide. Today we're going to be moving the Old Firm Rangers and Celtic to England. Sorry about the quietness there at the start of the stream. It is a bit quiet and early in the morning, so hopefully I'm not using my normal mic, so hopefully you don't hear the feedback of the laptop or anything like that early on. So we'll get started. We're going to do this the really simple way, and what we'll do, we'll start with competitions. Don't know how slow this is going to be because I'm obviously running everything and I'm not usually doing live streams when I'm doing this. I think it's still under Larks. Yeah. Right, teams. The easiest way, I think, because I have it sort of shortened, I'm going to have to properly do it. What I would do here is click on them both but then shift. So we're doing Rangers and Celtic. And we scroll down to competitions. And then we want to search there. And I think it's English Premiership or something. We'll try English. Nope. Sorry if you can hear me typing as well. Nope. Premiership. Is that the right one? Yep, that looks like it. So it's important to note, guys, that you have to, the easiest way of doing this is actually replacing the teams. You could technically just replace two English Premiership teams and then move them to Scotland. So everything works out and everything doesn't get mucked up with the cups or anything like that, and the game will run basically as it's meant to in terms of numbers. But what I will do, or what I usually do on a realistic things, is just move them up from, say, the Championship. So we'll... Oh yeah, I just realised I'm confused there because I don't have my updated databases because obviously Dundee United are actually in the Scottish Premiership. But we'll move Dundee. In fact, probably easier than just doing what I've done before. Move Dundee and yeah, but you could technically move any team to be fair, but just do it the exact same way. Just do Ladbrokes. So that basically essentially replaces Celtic and Rangers, still 12 teams, because Dundee United. It's important that you do this because it won't run otherwise. So we'll just put Falkirk and Raith in the Championship. As I say, you can do this with any two teams. I'm just doing this because it's easier. Brooks, doesn't really matter. Championship. League 1 would be missing, so League 2 teams. My laptop is, the fan's getting a bit thingy, so put Cove and Stirling up. I don't think Stirling, Albion are anywhere near the sort of getting promoted for that to League 1, but they're actually already there. So for I'm going to have to obviously go to either the Lowland or the Highland. I'll just have to go Lowland. It shouldn't matter too much because the Lowland isn't officially in the game unless you have like a sort of an unlockable pyramid sort of thing. But if you're only playing from basically the Premiership to League 2, then you should be fine. I don't think it mucks up the Scottish Cup. So what we want to do is put them to Ladbrokes League 2. And I'll just double check that actually. Ladbrokes, just make sure that East Kilbride, 10, so that's fine. We'll have to do the same for England. English. The only difference being is we're God, I keep doing English. It's the Premiership. The only difference being is now we have to relegate to. So, I don't know anyone. Sheffield United and Norwich since we're there. So we'll put them in the Championship, and then again. Oh God, I never thought that through. Championship. I think it's still going to come up. Sky Bet Championship, there it is. And then I have another two to relegate to Championship. Yep, so another two teams to relegate. Luton and Barnsley, sorry. But yeah, this could be any two teams, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, back to competitions general. League One. As I say, it could be. It doesn't have to be these teams. It's just what I'm doing for convenience to do this. So now I have to go to League 1 to League 2. It takes all of. Did I relegate two teams there? I'm not actually sure if I relegated two teams there. Is there only 23 in the League 1? Have I made a mistake already? No, because the database changes is 14, so yeah. Okay, there must be only 23 teams. Welcome to Tranmere. How you doing, mate? Good to see you dropping in the stream. Just trying something new. Berry FC, yep, indeed. What I've done here actually, mate, is I've kind of stretched out on OBS, so hopefully you can still see everything clearly. Obviously, you don't really need high production on a guideline basically, or a guide video. So, right, we'll get League 2 going. I really hope I've done that right, by the way. I think I'm missing a team, or I've not relegated a team. Oh no, there must be 23 teams. I'll double check League 2 to say make sure. This should say 25 if that's the case. It says 26. Yeah, I've actually made them. Alright, brilliant, mate. Oh yeah, of course, I've better, yeah, of course. I totally confused myself there, mate. So you could either. It depends if you're actually going further down, but you could technically just remove two teams. So we'll just remove them two, and that would be fine as long as you're not playing further down, like the Vanarama and all that sort of thing. That would totally work. I'm not going to be loading up FM because it'll just tell me. I don't even know if I have to actually test nation rules. I don't actually even have to test nation rules. That should just work off the bat, and that's how you would do it to have the old firm in the Premiership. Let's just double check everything. But yeah, good point actually. Absolute amazing point there. Because that did throw me off about the numbers there. I was pretty certain that I'd relegated two teams because database changes is 18, so that I'm assuming I've not missed anyone. But yeah, Rangers are there and Celtic. Because it's not the advanced way of doing things, I don't even have to test the nation rules. I know that's going to work. And as I say, you don't really have to go through the whole thing. I just if I was doing this save, I'd want it to be realistic. I wouldn't want two English teams in the Scottish Premiership or anything like that. So that's how I would do it. I would just basically move two teams up in Scotland and then relegate 8 teams in England to make it work. But if we were to do this, obviously Celtic and Rangers would be in the English Premiership. Scotland would not have the old firm, obviously. And what I would do is I would save it there. And you can see that I've got different ones. I've got the Lowland League data that I've done. one for Atalanta and just a custom. But I would just call this like Old Firm or something. Save it. And that's pretty much ready to play. There is other ways of doing it. If you wanted to maybe like a 22 team league, you would probably go to add nation rules and then advanced. But apart from that, like that's good to go like that. That's the simplest way of doing it. There probably won't be a lot of more editor guides. It's just that I've been getting a lot of sort of people watching the older ones, so it's maybe good just to do a couple before FM21 comes out. But yeah, that's a simple one to do. I don't like going into advanced ones, but if it's something, I probably will be doing more when the new game's out. But I don't see the point. I think the new game's out end of next month, so yeah, there's no real point. The editor might be changing, stuff like that. I don't think it's changed too much apart from basically the look of it. But yeah, that is a good point. You actually brought up about Berry, because you could technically add another team. Excuse me. You could technically add another team to League One if you wanted to. If you were doing advanced and then making it from there, but I think you're probably best sticking to the numbers at the moment, what they are, so you don't have to go into advanced. But that is the easiest way to do it, guys. Old Firm in England, and that's pretty much the stream basically. Just a simple one. I will be hopefully doing more of these. Just double check that's saved. I did save it before. It's easy to do. I do as in customs. Yep, exactly. The custom leagues are something I don't like going into rules too much, to be honest, because the only advanced rules I go into is if I'm creating like an entirely new league system. If I'm just changing teams and putting them in different leagues, then I don't see the point of overly doing it. Basically, just keep it simple. But I've not really done a lot of custom databases. If you're looking at going lower down in tiers in Scotland or England, there's usually ones that you can just download, so it's not too much of a hassle. But if you're looking at advanced, as I said, I don't really like doing the advanced ones because I suppose if I was streaming it would be different, but they tend to take too long. There's too many tests in here. Yeah, exactly, mate. I don't like doing the advanced ones, but I know people often ask about them when I'm doing these videos, but I think they're harder to do, very hard to do, like putting a video, because there's so much stuff to think about, like how do I want this, how do I want that. It just takes way too long. But yeah, I wonder if I'm trying to think if there's anything else we can do maybe. As I say, I've not got the full. So Celtic are sort of, excuse me, middle of the park for reputation. I think Rangers are a wee bit lower, but I think that's because obviously they've been out of the Scottish League when they got relegated, obviously. So we could probably what we'll do. Actually, we'll give them a better budget, just to add. Right, because Rangers have pretty much got like a very petty budget for the English Premiership, so we'll give them 22 million. Transfer, I don't know where that is. We'll give them 11 million. Wage allowed, what's probably average. That's really low for the English Premiership, so we'll put 7. And we'll add a wee bit more to their wage budget, because that probably would be a struggle for Rangers to survive there. Celtic, I think, are in a better financial. Oops, don't know what I've done there. Oh no, I've went into the right thing. It's because I've actually got it. Yeah, the balances are just like nothing compared to. Actually, no, who's that actually? However, Leicester got so little balance. That's very strange. But yeah, you can maybe just put up Celtic's balance is really good. Transfer budget could probably give them a wee bit more to make it more creative. Put that up to like 50 as well. That's still quite low for the English Premiership, to be fair. But that's the sort of thing you would probably think about to make it a wee bit more even. In fact, let's just double check balances. Someone's on a minus there. Who's that? Brighton. Jesus. Wow. Obviously not looked properly at that. But yeah, there's different things you could obviously do with it. If you do it this way, I believe it doesn't affect too much in terms of because you moved them to England, Rangers and Celtic should automatically be in the FA Cup and the League Cup and stuff like that. I don't think there's too much to worry about there. In terms of Europe, I'm not actually sure how it affects Europe. I'm assuming Celtic and Rangers. I can't remember actually how it affects Europe. I'll double check. The champions. I never remember. Yeah, UEFA Champions Leagues. Oh god, I've totally forgot how to do this. Teams for next season, teams in region. Actually, I don't think you can get it through here. Registered teams. Yeah, okay. Celtic might be on this list, but I don't know if that automatically changes it. See, I can't actually. Chelsea, Tottenham. Because I've changed them, I think I might have automatically changed it, but I don't 100% remember. Serbia. Oh no, Celtic. Yeah. So Celtic and Rangers should still be in Europe, which is a wee bit unfair to be honest. But you can change that. I could probably have, say, like Aberdeen or something, but again, it's all about when you're doing these. It's all about obviously making sure you're replacing teams properly. So I think Aberdeen and Hibs were in Europe, so you're probably better putting someone like Motherwell or something like that, so you're not. I know Motherwell were obviously in Europe this season, but so take Celtic out and then put Motherwell. I mean, you don't have to. It's not like majorly important because it's just Europe. So I don't know if it. Oh yeah, no. Europa League, I guess. UEFA Europa League. Registered teams. It should be Aberdeen and Hibs if I remember correctly. And Rangers should be in this as well. I'm looking for England actually. The info there is actually where they start. I think I've actually done a video on this a few years ago, but the info is actually that does actually mean anything. That does mean something. Where would they be? I don't think they're as far as 5. It should be 4. Unfortunately, you can't list it from nation on this. Yeah, Aberdeen, Kilmarnock. Sorry, it was Aberdeen and Kilmarnock. So you could probably change Rangers if you wanted to. But again, I don't think it really matters in the grand scheme of things. It's only for a season, then it sort of sorts itself out. But if you wanted to sort of change it, you could. And if you wanted to put them in a group stage, all you would have to do is just because I'm a Spurs fan, I'll put Arsenal in the qualifying rounds, put them 4, and then give someone else a 1. I'm not going to find Hibs or that again. I've probably passed them already. Oh no, it is actually in. No, it's not. Damn. There we go. So I'll put Hibs. Hibs would be in the group stage if I put a 1 there, basically. Again, you don't have to test nation rules or anything like that because it's not advanced. All things considered, that should work. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we can really do. obviously the finances and that, and being on par. Like Rangers would probably really struggle. Celtic have a really high balance, so Rangers would probably struggle more than Celtic in the first season. So if you want to give them extra finances and stuff like that, you can do that. You don't have to do the European thing, as I said, so it's really up to you. I think it's just, it's your choice basically. I'll double check I don't think it affects it too much because obviously I moved Kirby Hearts and East Kilbride. I think they're already in the Scottish Cup, so I don't think. I think it's registered teams, is it? No, there's nothing registered there. I think it's just for that. It's just numbers, so I don't think you even have to worry about them appearing in the Scottish Cup or anything like that. I think for most cups apart from Europe, obviously because of the seedings and affiliates and stuff like that, coefficients, you have to worry about that. But for actual cups like the Scottish Cup and FA Cup, it shouldn't matter because there's no exactly registered teams, if you will. It's all about numbers, so the blanket number might be, 120 Scottish teams basically. And if there's 2 missing, I think it just shortens the fixtures, if that makes sense. So you don't really have to worry too much about that side. But that should be good to go. Old Firm in England. I don't think there's anything else we can really change or need to change. I'll double check Celtic. I mean, it's really easy doing it like this. I mean, there's nothing total overly. I mean, even if there's no debts for Celtic, but you could clear their debts if you wanted to and stuff like that. But Premiership, I don't think there's anything that's conflicting in terms of anything else that's conflicting really. We'll double check Rangers. No. I don't know if they'll actually have debt either, to be fair. In fact, Celtic and Rangers have probably got less debt than a lot of the Premiership teams, but no debt for Rangers or Celtic, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Financial fair play, I don't think matters. Reserve teams might be an interesting one actually. Yeah. You might want to have a look at that. I don't actually know the leagues offhand. You could probably just take them out. That could be an interesting one. That the reserve teams might have to be changed. I don't know if there's a case that they have to remove them and then add them to England, but I don't know too much about the numbers on that side. It might be a case that they're out for a season, then you get invited into league the second season or something like that. I can't remember. It's been such a long time that I've actually done a sort of simple one like this. I usually do custom leagues if I'm doing it, and then I kind of do it from there. I've not really done a sort of a Rangers or a Celtic into England, save for at least a few years, to be honest. So you could leave that on and see if it actually. I don't even know if it would still put the reserve team in Scotland or if it would just automatically take it out. But I've just changed it. But I'm assuming. I don't know what the English. I can't remember the English thing. English reserve. I don't know. I mean, so there's the under. Yeah, you would actually have to change the. Because it's under 23s in England, isn't it? It's under 23s, and then the. Yeah, so that would have to be the under 18 team, and then it would be that wouldn't be a reserve team. It would be the under 23s. But I think I might be mistaken. I would have to double check, but I believe it would change it to an under 23 team anyway, if they were in an English league or something. But you could technically do that yourself anyway. You could just, as simple as that, put it as an under 23 team, and then add the division as I was trying to do there. I think it's just, I would have to look into it, which ones are which, but I'm assuming it'd be the North one. But again, that's like asking. I don't know. I would have to look into it basically, but I wouldn't. As I say, I don't think it matters too much. But we'll call it quits there. It's obviously good to do a wee bit of a live stream. I don't think I've ever done a live stream on YouTube that I remember. If they do well, whatever, there's probably bits that I need to edit out. If you can hear me alright with the terrible mic I'm using, I'm just using my laptop mic at the moment. I don't have my other one set up yet. So, but yeah, that's how you do it. Simple as that. There's other things you can sort of fiddle about with, but yeah, pretty. If you're just trying to move teams about leagues, it's quite a simple process, like I showed. In terms of the Europe thing, as I say, you can just sort of change the numbers and move different teams. I'm trying to think of other things, but there's nothing really coming to mind at the moment. Just fiddle about with it. Again, you don't have to test the nation rules because it's not advanced. It should all work. If there's any sort of issues, you'll know right away. From the schedule, if you go into the actual FM game, you load up, say this database or something. It should show you if you're not in the FA Cup or the League Cup or that, because you can basically see right away. Always just check your schedules, and fixtures. And if you're not, say, in the League Cup or the FA Cup, just have another look at it basically. But yeah, the reserve ones, I'm not actually 100% sure. I would actually have to check into that myself. But I'm assuming it's a case of basically it'll revert to an under 23 team even if you don't change it, and then you either get invited to a league, or for the first season you might not have a league, and then you get invited the second season. But I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check that one out actually. But thanks for watching. I can't believe I actually had a viewer in there. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Great, it's been good. I'm going to do more of these, as I say. I'm probably going to do another couple, hopefully before FM21 drops. But I'm not going to overly do it because I just don't see there being a point, because the editor might change. I don't think it'll change too much, but certainly looks-wise it'll probably change from the purple to, I don't know, a darker version of purple or something, I don't know. But yeah, appreciate all the support. Good to be doing these again. I'll certainly be doing more content hopefully when FM21 drops. I probably will be focusing on the guides more than anything else, because my laptop's not as up to date as it was, when I was doing content. So certainly the guides are easy to do, especially if I can start maybe streaming them to YouTube and stuff like that. But I appreciate all the people watching the sort of guides, the older sort of content that I always have to. I don't like looking back basically, so I kind of don't. I try and answer your questions without watching the video basically. But yeah, certainly more guides will be coming. As I said, guys, I appreciate the support, and just keep an eye out for more streams. And if you've got any sort of comments, or you want to know something that's probably not too advanced, I'll happy to sort of stream and put something together for you. Cheers, guys.